Meredith Marks engaged in her first physical altercation. Sutton Stracke feels betrayed by Garcelle Beauvais. Justin Bieber is talking how he is not a good husband, but God forgives him. And the looks for the Real Housewives of Orange County reunion are here. These and much, much more. Welcome to Pop Spanish. Hello, everybody. Troop, welcome back. I'm your host, Andy Shademan, and welcome to this week of Halloween. As it is tradition, well, it was tradition on my old YouTube channel. This week of Halloween, we are getting dressed up every single day. Today I'm, bringing you all the angelic tea from the heavens, or maybe bringing the tea from down below, because girl, you never know. Okay, it is Halloween week. There are parties all week long. I mean, girl, let me know in the comments below right now, what are you dressing up for this Halloween? I wanna hear some good ideas, because I already seen people dress up as the Haitian mortician and as the suitman. And Bravo fans, we are crazy, am I right? So anyways, welcome back. How are you guys? I hope you're having an amazing and a beautiful Tuesday. We have a lot of tea to spill. If you're new here, welcome to BEVERLY Troop, where I keep it real and I spill the tea all the time. So make sure to subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And if you are joining me from my old YouTube channel, welcome home. Thank God you have find us. Guys, okay, so I think we should just start going into this drama. Let's talk about this mess, because girl is getting very messy. I have different items over here. Where are my fans of Dancing with the Stars? Okay, yes, I know we have a new episode coming on today, but there has been drama brewing in the dance floor. I mean, I think Dancing with the Stars has never been strange to drama, right? But now we have Mac Shmikovsky. I don't even know if I pronounced that last name well. Val's brother, coming forward, attacking the newest pro. Yes. So it's, if Jan Ravnik, he's a new pro. He was paired with Jen from The Secret Life of Mormon Wives, right? And we have been feeling like she's not, I mean, she's good, but for some reason, she's not giving us like her best, and the choreographies are kind of like not there. I have to be very honest with you. I'm a huge fan of Dancing with the Stars. I have been watching this show for many, many, many years. At this point, I think I'm an expert. I should be sitting right there next to Derek. But, anyways, I was watching Wicked Night, and everyone put together these amazing choreographies. I mean, Whitney's choreographies was like on another level. Like, she literally got the chance because of that, right? And when it comes to Jen, it's always like, it's not bad, but it's never like boom. And I was like, I don't know if it's fair for her to be put with someone who is a new pro, right? So usually you say, well, at the end of the day, they are pros for a reason. Well, according to Max, he's saying that this guy does not deserve to be a pro. On his wife podcast, they were talking about it, and he says that the only reason why he is in there is because he was, a dancer for Taylor Swift for the Era show, and that the show or whatever wanted to bring some of those fans or whatever, and use it, but that he has no experience when it comes to ballroom dancing. That the guy is just not, I mean, he's a good dancer, but he's not a ballroom dancing. And if you don't know the technique, and if you don't know the basics of ballroom dancing, how are you going to be teaching someone else that? And that he is the reason why Jen is doing so bad when it comes to this course. I have to say, I agree with him. Look, not shade to him. He actually looks like a very nice man, okay? But there is some lacking there. Like all of the others, even the girl that is with Andy, and this guy, it's we all know is the worst dancer ever. He's only there because of the fandom. He even has learned more than Jen, and it does not make any sense, you know. And I feel bad for Jen because this was her dream, you know. In fact, this was more her dream than Whitney's. And Whitney get paired with, you know, this guy who is amazing, right? Mark Wallace, and you know, and then Jen gets the new random guy. Like it doesn't make any sense, you know. So and I think it's showing. I think I don't know. I think this guy Jan has a lot to prove out there because it's not looking well. And to be very honest with you, I think we all know that Jen is not gonna win Dancing with the Stars. Well, Whitney has a big chance to win. Look, to me, it's either between Whitney, Robert. Those are the strongest one. Also, the gymnastic girl, she's also really good. We know we also have like Dylan, but I don't know if he's really that good, you know. But he's kind of good, you know. And I mean, I would love for Evelyn to win, but I don't know if it's gonna happen. But her latest like show was amazing. But anyways, so yeah, let me know what you guys think on the comments below about that one. Now, very quickly, Benny Blanco, Selena Gomez's husband, just announced on on his social media that he just won Crossover Artist of the Year at the Latin Billboard Awards. Now, this is like very it's a big deal because this is not even like just the regular like Billboard Awards. These are the Latin Billboard Awards, which means that he is like crossing, you know, to like other places in the world. And I think it's such a big success. So congratulations to Benny Blanco for that. That was just like a little piece of tea over there. Now, let's talk a little bit about Bravo. The Bravo verse is Bravo versing right now. Like honestly, this week it's like let's see how we make people talk about us. And it has been crazy. Okay. So let's start talking with this tea that has been going around about Next Gen NYC. As you know, season two is now filming. It was meant to be like we all love Next Gen NYC. We knew that they were gonna get a second season. Girl, apparently the physical altercations are here to stay because girl, I know how many people are gonna be going around online saying like this is horrible, this is disgusting, blah blah blah. But I bet the numbers are gonna go up. You know why? Because we all love to watch these people fight, even if you like it or not. It's just I don't know if it's like the nature of the viewers of reality TV, you know. But it's just like when there is a physical altercation, we will be watching because we want to judge and then put our opinions out there, you know. But then people go on social media and they act like they are so above of it, you know, and I'm like, oh, girl, you watch it on the first time, okay? But anyways, physical altercation coming to Next Gen NYC, and guess between who and who? Not only that, Riley Boros and Georgia. Yes. So according to this, it says that Riley Burroughs and Georgia McCann got into a heated argument, which resulted in one of them having to be held back, allegedly. According to my source, the cast was out and about a local spot having a few drinks, some more than others, as the night went on, and one of them allegedly being Riley. Well, Riley and Georgia ended up getting into an argument, and Georgia called Riley an alcoholic, and it just went left after that. Riley allegedly tried to throw a glass at Georgia and had to be restrained by other cast members. Mm-mm-mm. You know who's going to be livid? Girl, Candy Boros. I mean, you there are so many things that we can say about this. And I think Riley is definitely trying to go through something because we saw her on the first season. Like she definitely wore her feelings on her sleeve, you know, her heart on her sleeve, you know. And I feel that she's so sensitive, and anything is gonna like set her up. The problem, I don't think there is a problem with that. I think you are allowed to have your feelings. The problem is that when you are in front of a camera, it could get messy because people are going to start using you as an example. People are going to start trying to say that you are representing a whole community. There is going to be a lot of mess. Now, we saw in season one that Riley liked her drinking. I'm not saying that she's an alcoholic. Believe me, in the first one, I'm from Colombia. I drink a lot. We drink a lot in Colombia. Like our level, or like our definition of alcoholic is definitely not the same as Americans, right? But she definitely likes to drink a lot, and now she's gonna have to be dealing with all of these people who are gonna start saying these rumors. The moment that someone says that you are an alcoholic on camera, it's going to become a whole damn thing. Now, is she? I don't think she's an alcoholic, but maybe because she's young and she's learning, how to behave when you are under the influence of alcohol. Is like are you learning the right way how your relationship with alcohol? I don't have a problem if you want to get shit faced. I think that when you are in your 20s, you are supposed to get shit faced all the times that you want to do it. That's how I did it. I had the time of my life. I'm still having the time of my life. But like when you are very in your early 20s, you are getting to like use like how the world works when you are under the influence. And that's when you have to realize, are you a funny drunk? Are you a depressed drunk? Are you an angry drunk? What kind of drunk are you, so you can like understand how your relationship with alcohol is actually going to be? Because there is one thing that we love, it's a funny drunk, the person who loves to dance and talk and have fun. And there's one thing that we don't like, is like the angry drunk who is always like looking for a fight and like get offended like in 0.0.01 seconds, and like then you have to like intervene, and being like, oh my god, I'm sorry. No, that's like that kind of drunk we don't want to be friends with. So Riley, there is a lot of self searching that you need to do ASAP. So let me know what you guys think on the comments below, and what do you think is gonna happen over there. Now let's talk about Miss Lala Kent. Yes, as you know, the Valley Star, because now Lala Kent is officially a Valley Star. She was on Gia Judice's podcast, and they were talking, about a lot of things, but mainly they talk about her relationship with Sheena Shea. As you know, Sheena Shea was supposed to be also a Valley Star, but according to Sheena, she decided not to accept. She passed into being an actual member of the Valley, and now Lala is the one. But there has been a lot of rumors about beef brewing between Lala and Sheena. They weren't supposed to be BFF. Now they're not. Well, this is what Lala has to say. She says, the relationship between her and Sheena, she says, we are bumpy. We are bumpy right now. It makes me sad because we are not filming a show together. It was disheartening to see that she was talking about the reasoning for our issues on her podcast rather than us taking a moment to reflect and have a productive conversation when the time is right. She's not someone who I don't want to be friends with. We have a lot of history and deep roots now. I hope we can work through it. I like watching at Lala. I do believe that Lala wants to repair that relationship. I think Lala is a person who it's very hard for her to hide her emotions. So what you see is what you get. If she's angry, she will be angry, like on camera. If she's sad, she will be sad on camera. So I believe her when she says like, I'm just disappointed. This person is supposed to be my friend. We have so much history. Why is she not reaching out to me? Why is she decided to go through like other sources and other things, or monetizing all of this on her own podcast? Instead of coming to me and talking to me. I think that Sheena, she says like that she does not want to be part of the Valley, that she's moving into a new direction, that she wants something new, that she wants something different. But there you are on your same podcast talking about Bravo, talking about Vanderpump Rules, and talking about all the people that you know. So how is that moving forward? If you want to move away from Bravo, I believe that she will have to move away from everything related to Bravo. Otherwise, you will always be connected to Bravo, right? And you should be nurturing these relationships, these friendships, especially with someone who was so close to you at some point. Now, I know, I don't think that, I'm not saying that Lala is an angel and that she is the only victim over here. I think there has been some part of each one of them, but Sheena is the one who is choosing not to have any relationship and keep talking on her podcast. So it becomes kind of like a cold war, like someone says something here, the other person saying something there, is aimed to each other, but no one is able to like talk to each other. And that kind of like sucks, So I don't know. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about that one. Now, girl, the looks for the reunion of the Real Housewives of Orange County are here. We are moving into our season finale this week, which is going to be very, very chaotic and dramatic. And then we have the reunion. The looks are here. I have to say, I'm actually loving these looks. The color, how you said this, palette or whatever, it's, I really like it. It's very much kind of like earthy tones, but it goes between the pink and the burgundy, the reds. So it kind of like, it really like, they really really look good. And I think for the first time, to me, they all look really 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 good. If I will have to choose a number one, I will probably have to say, to me, is a tie between Heather Dubrow and Katie Janela. I think the colors works perfectly on her. The dress fit like a glove. They are looking stunning. Katie's dress is beautiful, okay? But I do have to say, Tamara Judge looks amazing. Shannon Bedore, she always dressed on something that makes her look okay. Even Gina, actually Gina's dress is very nice for the first time, on like, I can say that Gina really, really, really looks good. Jennifer looks amazing. Emily looks great. Now, you know, when it comes to Gretchen, I have to say it's a little bit pornish for me. This is definitely giving high body count dress and high body count uh, hair for sure. It does not look bad. She looks great on it, but it's definitely very different from all of the other women, So that's kind of like the only way. And to me, it doesn't play well with everything. I mean, she's only a friend of the show, so I don't know how this is gonna work out, but like, she could be my less favorite, only because she's really not meshing well with like all of the other ladies. So let me know in the comments below who is your favorite and who is your least favorite and why. Let me know. All right, talking about Real Housewives, we have a new blind item, and girl, this is related to Miss Erica Jane. Okay, according to Crazy Days and Night, they're saying, speaking of housewife, this West Coast one still hasn't divorced her long estranged husband because she needs him to die and to collect all that life insurance money that the government cannot touch. Do you suppose the new boyfriend is to help that process moving along more quickly? Girl, not Crazy Days and Night trying to imply murderous ways over here, but according to Ronald Richards, some time ago, we saw that the court actually denied like a bunch of things to Erica Jane related to the divorce because she never, like, she filed for divorce, but that never really went anywhere. And the courts were like, bitch, it has been 5 years. Are you getting a divorce or are you not getting a divorce? Like, they just like let it there, right? So apparently they are kind of like I don't know if they dismissed the whole thing, but like something definitely happened when they were like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna move forward with this. Now this makes sense why Erica does not want to divorce Tom Girardi, because if the Fed or anyone else can touch the money from the life insurance, and well, Tom Girardi basically already has one foot on the grave, then she's probably waiting for that, payment, cash payment, Latino moment, guys. You know what I mean? She's waiting for that money, for those coins that she definitely need. Now, the employment of the boyfriend. I mean, we remember when they were saying that she was dating the guy from when was it? From a bodyguard or something like that. I don't know. Who do you think is the boyfriend? Let me know in the comments below. Now, let's move on. Justin Bieber. Girl, I really want him to like listen to God, and like move into like the right way. But anyways, I don't know. He's on Twitch now. I don't know what he's doing over there, to be very honest with you. He's supposed to be working on the Coachella, and he wants to give people like a behind the scenes, but like he's not really doing that right now. I don't know. The whole thing is very confusing, but now he's starting to like upload some like videos, and that he has been going live over there, and all of that. Girl, he went on and talked about how. Okay, he said two things that were very interesting. First of all, he says that he is jealous of other men who are able to live their lives and actually be happy, while he's not able to actually live the life that he wants to live. So he's very jealous of other men. Not because they might want Haley Bieber or his relationship, no, it's because he wants to have their life. I mean, I'm so sorry, but that's kind of like a red flag right there. But anyways, and then he goes on and says that he talks about his relationship with Haley Weaver and how he is not perfect, and sometimes he made a lot of mistakes when it comes to his relationship. He doesn't really specify what kind of mistakes, but we have definitely here a good amount of deal about what this can mean. But he also says that he is okay because he knows that God always forgive him and keep trusting in him to guide him. Girl, this is one of the things that I can with religion. It's kind of like you can do whatever bad thing you want to do, but don't worry because God will forgive you. I'm like, why am here trying to be a good person then? If I can do whatever and God will always forgive me. I'm like, it's like those doors that they open in the Vatican, and they're gonna close it, and then they're gonna be closed for another like 20 or 25 years. And it's like, if you walk through these doors, all of your sins will be forgiven. I'm like, can I go around like killing people and stealing banks and doing all of this shit, and then I'm just gonna walk across the doors, and everything will be forgiven? Girl, please, like, just be a good person. It is not that difficult. Be a good person, be a good husband, be a good father. That's it. I mean, I honestly, I can't. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below about that one. Okay, girl, talking about physical altercations, we are getting our first fight on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I can already see everyone getting like divided over this. This, I think, is happening actually tonight, but it is official. There is going to be a whole thing between Meredith Marks and Brittany. Yes, they are doing the crossover with Below Deck. And right there in the yacht, they're gonna be having dinner, and we are gonna see Miss Meredith Marks throwing ice at Brittany as Brittany throws a full glass full of what I think is water. It might also be alcohol to Meredith's face. Girl, I don't know who's gonna win on this one. I just like I can already see the people that are like, oh my god, I cannot believe that they throw like water at each other. Oh no, I'm like water. I don't give like. I mean, people should be throwing water on each other's face all the time. I'm like I live for that kind of petty shit. Because it's not dangerous. It's stupid as fuck. And like whatever, right? But like I think is going to be so. I mean, this is going to activate Meredith on another level. Now, for what I can gather, actually, it might be starring because of Brittany. Apparently, Brittany was accusing Meredith of being aggressive and having seizures, something like that. And then Meredith takes a lot of offense because she says that's saying that she has seizures is not funny, given that a lot of people actually suffer from seizures, and one of those people was actually one of his kids. I don't know which one, but one of his three kids apparently had or have seizures. So she gets very offended. She got a glass of ice and throw it to not even to Brittany's face, but like to her legs, kind of. And Brittany takes that glass and throw it to her face. I am gonna say right now, I will always be Team Meredith Marks. Okay, like I'm so sorry, but you do not mess with my queens, Lisa Barlow, and you don't mess with my queens, Meredith Marks. Okay, like these two girls are like here to stay for me. And also, like I have to say, I want to say Meredith engaging like there is no tomorrow. Now I know why they will never be friends with Brittany. And the problem is, I feel that if this was any other housewife or franchise, it will be a little bit more interesting. The problem is that Brittany is a proof friend of the show who is completely thirsty to be a housewife. And that right there is the difference because now every single thing that she's doing to me, it screams desperation. It screams, I'm trying to have my moment so I get my snowflake. And then I'm like, now you're doing too much. If this was housewife on housewife, then it's different because I feel like it's kind of like real, like Monique and Candace or Teresa Judice and Daniel Staub. It was kind of like we are going at each other because we are equals. But when you have someone like Brittany who literally goes around social media begging for attention, begging for a snowflake, now I'm just looking at it being like, ugh, you are so thirsty and you are clearly looking for a moment. So I'm really hoping, I mean, let's watch the episode, but I'm really hoping that Meredith is gonna put that little girl on place. I want to see everyone's reactions. Actually, I didn't see Mary. I don't know, but anyways, I want to see everyone's reactions and see how this one plays out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment below. All right, we're almost done for today. Have just a couple of things very quickly. Couple days ago, it was said that Britney Spears was acting erratically and that she went to a restaurant and that she was drinking and intoxicated. And then she got into her car and she was driving side to side, and it was like so bad. Well, the owner of the restaurant just came forward and denied all of the allegations because he says that Britney did not was not drunk whatsoever. In fact, in her order, she did not order any alcohol, only some bites and water. And then he says that some fans buy her a glass of wine and she didn't even drink the whole thing and she was just like taking pictures with people and he went on to her to make sure that everything was okay. She says that everything was okay, she was in great spirits, and then she left the restaurant. Mhm. Now this is like a theory going around, but apparently Britney Spears did said that the person who was driving her car was actually not her, but it was a lookalike, and that she went on another car. So it was kind of to throw the paparazzis out. Like And then there are pictures, like a very blurry picture of the woman behind the wheel on the car with the erratic driving, and it definitely does not look like Britney Spears. So I think that part might be actually be truth. So you know what? Let no leave Britney Spears alone, people. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about something weird very quickly, guys. Do you remember Kelsey Grammer? Yes, Camille Grammer ex-husband. Girl, this guy just welcomed his baby, eighth baby, and he is 70 years old. 70 years old. Who has a kid at 70 years old? Who has a baby with someone at 17 years old? Well, I bet someone that is just waiting for the wheel. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, girl, what? Well, he just welcomed his fourth baby with his current wife, Kate Walsh. And I don't know, the whole thing is weird to me. I'm just feel bad for the kid because it is very clear. Like, even if Kelsey lives until he's 90, he will lose his father when he's like around 20. I don't know. I mean, to me, that's just a little bit too much. I think as a man, you should have kids probably until 50, 55 if you want to stretch it a little bit. But like over that, I think it's just too much. I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And last but not least, let's finish with this tea, girl. So, we saw Garcelle Beauvais going into What Happens Live, basically trashing her friendship with Sutton Stracke, you know, saying that Sutton was a bad friend, saying that Sutton did not defend her, that they talked once after the reunion and Sutton did not take any accountability, and that was just enough for Garcelle to completely finish ending, that friendship and to move on with her life, right? Well, according to sources, and one of them is actually Heather McDonald, they are saying that Sutton actually feels very betrayed by Garcelle because that's not how any of this happened. She actually says that Sutton reached out to Garcelle several times. She tried to call her, to text her, and all of that, and Garcelle did just not wanted to talk to her. Now, this is when it gets juicy, thanks to Heather McDonald. She says that Garcelle has been known in the industry for making friends while she's filming, movies or whatever she's doing. And she will make friends with everyone, and everyone will have been a great time. And I love you, and this and that, and BFF forever. And then as soon as they, scream cut on that project, she will completely dismiss everyone and move on with her life and don't give a shit about any of these people ever again. So Heather is basically, not protect, defending Sutton and saying that Garcelle is a backstabbing bitch, basically. um, I mean, it's very hard to know how this will play because I could tend to believe both parts. I do believe that the friendship between Garcelle and Sutton was very real. I don't only believe it because I have faith. No, I know about it. I have a lot of contacts here in Beverly Hills, and I have talked to a lot of people, and I have met Sutton before, and like I believe that friendship was real. I believe that the love that Sutton and Garcelle had was very real. I believe that Garcelle felt very betrayed by Sutton. Yes, at the reunion, because the reunion did not make any sense to me, to her, or to absolutely anyone. Why we were supposed to talk about something and we end up grilling Garcelle out of nowhere. Like, it was the weirdest thing ever, right? So I believe that Garcelle was very, very, very hard. However, I believe that Sutton did tried to reach out several times to Garcelle, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like maybe it's like part, like each part, you know. I don't know exactly why Garcelle will go the extra mile to like try to make Garcelle look really, really. I'm sorry, to make Sutton look really, really bad, you know. But it's very clear that she's doing it, especially by recently we saw Avi at Garcelle's premiere, you know. And even though Avi was a plus one of someone else who was invited, he was there, you know, and Garcelle like received him, you know. But now, after everyone was talking about Garcelle and Avi being together, now Garcelle was trying to claim that she has some kind of like deep connection and deep friendship with Avi, you know. Um, and they do have a relationship. I just don't think that. I mean, they're not working together or anything like that. So it was kind of weird to me to see Garcelle saying that on national TV, because now it's clear that she's just saying it to hurt Sutton. You know what I mean? So it's definitely like very interesting to see how all of this is gonna play out. I believe that I can agree that I do believe that Sutton backstabbed Garcelle. There was rumors actually saying that Garcelle confided in Sutton before the reunion, you know, that she was thinking about leaving. And I believe that if that is true, then Sutton went into the reunion saying like, well, bitch, I cannot be enemies with absolutely anyone else. If this girl, my best friend, is actually leaving the show, I'm gonna have to have some like alliances here, you know. And I think that's why Sutton's completely stay quiet during the reunion and let Garcelle took all the heat, because it's like, well, if you're gonna leave anyways, like who gives a fuck, right? Is it a good move as a friend? No. I think it was very shitty for Sutton to do all of that at the reunion. It is a great move as a real housewife, yes, because it is true. You need alliances. You cannot go into another season with absolutely no one on your corner. Is going to be hell for you. So I think there is a tit for tat when it comes to Garcelle and Sutton, and I think it could actually make it a very interesting return for Sutton if she will end up returning at some point. I don't know. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think on the comments below. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. You guys have been amazing. Let me read all of your comments for every single one of the topics. Remember, you can comment more than once. In fact, it helps me if you comment more than once, okay? Um, don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to support me or my channel, the only way to do it right now is through the link on the description below, right? While my channels get monetized again, there is no other way, all right? And please make sure to watch, double watch, and triple watch this and any of the other videos on this channel. I really, really appreciate it. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll see you around. See ya. Bye.